for him. I said, hi, my name's Louis C.K. You don't know me. I'm a comedian. I'm making a TV show. I want to talk to you about it. So nothing. And then 2 weeks later, I get this call, hey, Louis, it's Joe Pesci. I'm like, holy shit. And I was driving, so I pulled over because I was afraid I would get in an accident from excitement to talk to Joe Pesci.
Right.
And he said, so I don't know who you are. Never heard of you.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, but a friend of mine put some stuff in front of me when I got your call. And he goes, first of all, I'm not doing your show. But anyway. He says, the first thing I saw was some stand-up. I'll tell you right now, quit that, because you're no good at that.
He said that?
Yeah, he said, I can tell it's something you're trying out. It's not for you. And, but I saw some stuff of your acting, and it was okay. But I'm not interested in being in your show. I just thought I'd give a courtesy call. And I said, well, give me a minute to pitch you, to make you want to do it. I said, look, just let me send you the scripts. I think you'll like this part. He said, yeah, but I don't want to hurt your feelings if I don't like the scripts. And I said, well, I've been a comedian for 30 years. You can't hurt my feelings. And he goes, you're not so much a comedian as you think you are, pal. He just thinks I suck.
Yeah.
He thinks I suck. It's his prerogative. But anyway, I went down to his house and met him, and he told me a lot of really harsh things about myself. And but he liked the writing. He turned out to be a very sweet guy. And I got to be pals with him, but he won't be in the show.
Yeah.
He said, I think the show's going to be very successful, so I don't want to do it.
That's because he doesn't really do any. I mean,
he's a private guy, and he only does things that he really wants to do. So he just decided not to do it. He shooted on it for a while, and I got to know him, which was a great thing. He's a nice guy, but he didn't do it. So I got Alan Alda to play Joe Pesci.
I got to get Alan Alda.
Yeah. That's the next guy on that list.
You're in such a good situation now. Your career's gone so well that you're like, okay, I'll take Alan Alda then. Also, your theme song, you needed a theme song, so you call up Paul Simon.
Paul Simon.
Maybe the greatest living American songwriter.
Best songwriter ever.
Yeah, and you call him up and say, do my theme song.
Yeah, please do a theme song for my
and what happened there?
I wrote him an email and I said, I'm doing this new series and I would like you to do the theme song for it. And sing it and perform it. And he wrote back and said, no.
He said, let me ask my friend Joe Pesci what he thinks.
Yeah. And I wrote again and it said, please.
Yeah.
And he wrote back and said, all right, what the hell? That's literally what he said.
Wow.
What the hell?
Right.
So I went to his studio and he wanted to be accommodating. So he played something. And then he'd go, how is that? Like, he wanted to collaborate. He wanted help, like direction.
He wanted you to collaborate with him on music.
He wanted wanted to know my feelings about stuff, and that's like a serious thing. Like, it means he needs help, So he's like, he plays something, he goes, what do you think? And I'm like, it's amazing. I'm no use to him, because I'm like, that was beautiful. And he's like, no, I mean, how can I do it differently? I'm like, just keep being great. Like, I didn't have any way to help him. I felt bad.
That's not a note.
No, it's like if God made a waterfall and it's like, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it's something? I started actually giving him fake things like, I don't know, a little more energy in that part. That's he's like, oh, good. I'm like, I don't know. Sounds amazing.
I love that you're in a situation where you're telling Paul, pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it'll pick it up a little there, Paulie.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it worked out.
Yeah, so it's on this, I sent him all the scripts and he wrote this beautiful song and it's on the track. It's an original song. And he's putting on it in his new album, so it's also going to be on his album.
All right, we have much more to talk about. We'll take a break. More with Louis C.K. Stick around. C.K. and we're talking about Horace and Pete, your new show. And what's fascinating is that usually there's an incredible amount of hype that someone wants to generate for their show. You've done no promotion for your show.
No advertising.
At all.
Zero
No advertising for your show, and that's quite unusual. What was the idea behind that?
Well, it was kind of for a dramatic effect for the people who would see the show. Because we made the show one a week. And then we would show it at the end of the week, like we made it very quickly. We'd shoot on Wednesday and Thursday, edit Friday, and then I would post it on my website on Saturday morning. And I would write an email to people who are on my email list and say, here's a new thing. And when I first did the show, I just wrote Horace and Pete is ready for download. And it didn't exist in the world. Nobody knew that it was a show. I kept it a secret. I made all the cast never tell anybody. I told the crew, nobody told anybody.
Right.
So just people got this thing, Horace and Pete is available for download. And they're like, what? And they click on it and they're like, it's $5. I don't know if I want, I don't even know what it is. And I don't know, it tickled me, the idea of people just not knowing what the hell they're looking at. But it also, the reason it's for dramatic effect is because when you watch the show, you don't know how long it's gonna be, you don't know who's gonna come on screen or what's gonna happen. And every episode that I wrote, I realized no one will know if there's gonna be a second episode, how many there's gonna be, and which way the show's gonna go. And it's a very unpredictable and strange show. So that just added this effect. It kind of gave the show an extra, you know.
When I've been watching, and I was talking to you backstage about how I've never seen anything quite like it, and I really like that it's the pacing of it, because I don't know, it does not have a multi-camera feel, like a sitcom feel to it. It doesn't have even a single camera feel to it. It doesn't feel like anything else I've seen. You know, have the critics been nice about it?
Yeah, they love it. I mean, it's only gotten really great reviews, which you can read online. I mean, the whole thing's done now. It's like a 10-act play, really.
Right.
Still, the best way to watch it is not to learn anything about it. Don't go look for YouTube videos. I never made a trailer. It's just there.
Right.
So you can read reviews and stuff, or you can just start watching it and let it unfold and just take it in. And sometimes it's very sad. Sometimes it's really shocking and upsetting.
Yeah.
And it's funny about every 48 minutes.
Right.
It's
so
a
basically,
drama.
you
It's
stole
a drama.
the
It's not
formula
a
we've been using
comedy.
here on this show. It's shocking, sad, and
That's
funny
right.
every 48 minutes. We have a clip here from Horace and Pete. Should we just let it?
Yeah, this is the show is about people that drink during the day drinkers in a bar. And this is a really depressing bar where the head bartender, who's Alan Alda, doesn't allow music, so he unplugs the jukebox. So it's just dead quiet. There's no ambience. It's a little hard to take. But anyway, this is, I think this is Stephen Wright.
What's that website?
Yeah. I think this is Stephen Wright and Tom Noonan and Kurt Metzger. Pete guys just talking at the bar, just bullshitting and talking at a bar about stuff they don't know about.
Let's take a look at this clip from Horace and Pete.
In the most miserable time and place, most people choose to participate when they do not have to.
Just like the internet.
Or look at like Syria. That ain't gonna get no better. Those people got no future. It's ISIS or poison gas for the lot of them. But you don't hear about any mass suicides there. Why don't they all just kill themselves?
Imagine if one night everyone in the world killed themselves. Even babies. Imagine a baby killing himself.
I saw a baby kill himself once.
Well, good for the baby, you know? At least he didn't stick around complaining about how bad his baby life was.
I saw. You want to know more? What did he think he saw?
Yeah.
We're out of time, but I have to ask you, because you ended one of your shows with a Gary Shandling quote. Gary Shandling, one of the great stand-ups of all time.
Yep.
We all loved him, and he was kind of a mentor to you.
Yeah, I loved Gary very much. And he owned a boxing gym out here in LA. Him and Peter Berg owned it together, and I used to go there when I came here, and we would box. We didn't box each other.
Right.
We had a trainer that would, you know, I'd hit the pads and then throw up while he hit the pads. We would take turns. We were both very out of shape.
Yeah.
But then we would just walk for miles and talk and talk and talk. And he was a very lovely guy. He lived an exceptional life, you know. He had this beautiful couple of shows that changed television. And he's one of those guys, you know, this is a weird thing we all do. There's only a few people that do comedy. And you wish for somebody to tell you how it goes. And he was so generous with telling, you know, here's what the road is ahead of you like, you know. So I just loved hanging out with him. But anyway, when he died, I was making the show. So he had written me a really beautiful email 2 weeks before. So I quoted a piece of the email about how the real answers are in the silence in life and everybody should shut the up. That's what he said, basically.
Right.
And that monks light themselves on fire to make that point.
Wow.
That's what he
Okay.
said. So, yeah.
I had to get that in. The complete season of Horace and Pete is available for download on Louis C.K.
Lewis with an S. I don't have the E when it goes to a porn site.
Now no one's going on this. Now I'm memorizing the porn site. Hey, congratulations
see
on
you,
everything
Conan.
again.
Thank you.
Great. We'll be right back. Mary Elizabeth Ellis from The Grinder.